Hello everyone, Simon here. Welcome back to our playthrough of Shadowrun Hong Kong. Let's go do more missions. Travel to Shangri-La to kidnap Rooster Low. I don't remember what this mission is. So we have to bring the dagger. Kidnap someone? Hmm, I'm gonna bring Gaichu and Duncan? Because kidnapping someone, you want to scare them but not actually hurt them. Duncan's the kind of dude who will scare you but not actually hurt you. Rector is the kind of person who will actually hurt you. Well, what about Gobbet? We can bring Gobbet. Maybe not Gaichu, because we're going to a hotel. I don't know if Gaichu can, like, blend in into a hotel. So I'm gonna bring these guys. I'm gonna bring Gobbet, Duncan, and Isabel. It's a kidnapping mission, right? If it's a murdering mission, I'll bring Rector. Because he's a murderer. Uninvited guests. A tangle of marine decorum, restless lights, and ambrosial scents mingle atop a floating quay to accent the Shangri-La, Albertine Harbour's premier dining location. With competitive views of the surrounding bay, the restaurant attracts a steady crowd of tourists and wuxing personnel. The primary moneyman for the 289's Chang Sing Rooster Low is enjoying a rare meal outside of Triad Hell territory. Intel says he is set up in one of the restaurant's private dining rooms, but he's not alone. Rooster keeps a personal bodyguard, a notorious orc called the Talon. In addition to his regular security detail, you've seen photos of the Talon's handiwork, bodies so battered it's hard to tell where one bruise ends and the next begins. Your mission: locate Rooster, extract him from the Shangri-La, and deliver him to your client alive. Simple, fast, low profile. Of course, even the simplest runs can go sideways. Oh, is this a floating restaurant? So Hong Kong used to be famous for like a big ass floating restaurant. It's a ship, it's like a barge, but it's a restaurant. Uh, it recently, well, it lost a lot of money during COVID because COVID lockdowns, and recently it sunk. Apparently the guy sold it, and they were towing it, and the thing sunk in the ocean. Um, People are speculating that it wasn't really a sale and it didn't really sink. It was more like a insurance thing. Like they just, oh, accidentally sunk the thing and to claim insurance money because they couldn't find a buyer for it. Like it's just like an old rusting barge that nobody really wants to buy. So it was probably insured for more than it was really worth, and they probably like, oh no, accident, and then they just let it sink, and then they took the insurance money. That's what people are saying. I don't know if that's true, but anyway. The barge restaurant no longer exists in Hong Kong, unfortunately. So this is something that we can only visit in the game now. I Gobbet can have a gun. Not that it's any good. I mean, she's not that good with guns anyway. Oh, she can use wild aim. I can't use this. She can use this. Alright, cool. Great. Oh, this is the magic marble. An area of effect throwable that causes affected targets to ignore their foes for 1 round. Damage 8 AoE 1. It's not that good. Like, it's pretty small AoE. It does do 8 damage though. And after we use it, she gets it again the next mission. I've never used this, by the way. Plague Barrier Fetish. A reusable shamanic fetish. Sets 4 heavy cover barriers. I've never used this. I should try using that. Aha! Nice restaurant. You know what? This is kind of... This is a very Chinese restaurant. Look at this thing. Security guard. Stepping into the anterior hallway of the Shangri-La, you are confronted by a massive wall of troll. The restaurant's front door security. He speaks with surprising elu elocution. Welcome to the Shangri-La. We strive to provide our patrons with an exquisite dining experience. If you have any questions or require special accommodations, don't hesitate to speak with our staff. Small crowd. Where are all your diners? COVID. Most of our weekday business is confined to the private rooms upstairs, corporate affairs and such. He looks you up and down, frowns. Please keep in mind that any disturbances will be promptly de-escalated by our security. We reserve the right to bar service to unruly patrons. Thank you and enjoy your meal. Thank you. You know what? Let me not let me not mess with the security. Thanks. Well, I kinda wanna know what security. I don't see any guards around. With a puff of his chest and a shake of his shoulders, the troll assumes a more aggressive posture. His face remains a mask of neutrality despite the obvious irritation in his voice. Wuxing prides itself on having world-class security personnel. You do well to remember that the best kind of security is often hidden from sight. Uh-huh. Under her breath, pretty hard not to see that guy. Alright. So can I get a meal? That crab was truly amazing! I just wish I didn't have to wait an hour to get it. Hey, do you like crab, Gobbet? Can we get Gobbet a meal? What is that? Wait for... I can't believe they're late again. Wait for target, order computer, locked. I forgot what the plan is. Locate dining room, extract... Wait for target? Waitress? Alright, let me wander around a little bit. Why do you wait for target? Also, can I like go in the kitchen? A heady aroma of spices and sweat bombards your senses. As the cooks move through the kitchen, scents churn in their wake, some sharp, some sweet, some altogether unfamiliar, but all delicious. Chef Yan Lung. The chef barks an order to his assistant searing fish, then whirls around, muttering fervently to himself. He stops short once he notices you standing in his kitchen. I told them I need an extra server, not a hobo. Shoo. He gestures towards the door and returns to tasting an array of sauces. Can I come in here anyway? I mean, he told me to leave. Is he gonna... Oh, I can come in anyway. The chef peers at you over a mountain of oysters. No guests in the kitchen. Out. I don't have socialite etiquette. Sorry to intrude, but I need to speak with the head chef. He grabs a towel off a nearby rack and wipes his hands, grumbling to himself, I'm head chef. I have little time to cook my food and even less for conversation. This will only take a minute. Just make it quick, you've got 60 seconds before I have to pull these prawns out of the boiler. Looking for someone in restaurant Mr. Low. He's likely in one of the private dining rooms. Do you have any idea how many orders I prepare? Frustrated, he makes an exaggerated shrug. I don't know where they go. I cook them, place them on this counter, and they disappear. Only time I care about who ordered what is if the dish is sent back with a complaint. I see. Maybe I should ask elsewhere, but if I don't get my answers, I'm coming back. Please don't. He flings his towel onto his shoulder and shifts his attention to a pot of boiling prawns. Time's up. Out with you. Alright, so if somebody complains, he will do something about it. Security guard. Henry. Who is Henry? Oh, we can't talk to the waitress anymore? Oh, we can. Waitress? A waitress swamped with orders is caught unaware by your approach. Oh, welcome to the Shangri-La, sir. Our hostess will seat you as soon as she gets back. You're welcome to wait in the lounge. This will only take a second. A loud exhalation escapes through her nose and her eyes dart towards the kitchen. She musters an empty smile and nods in false hospitality. Absolutely, sir. What is your need? I'm looking for someone, Mr. Lowe. He has a reservation here tonight. Sorry, I'm not familiar with that man. Alright, we don't have charisma. Alright, know anyone here who might have seen him? The upstairs servers, they have to come down here to access the kitchen, so you might be able to find one of them in there. Wish I could help more, sir, but I need to place these orders and enjoy your meal. She darts around you and hurriedly resumes her duties, leaving you no time to respond. Alright, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Hey, who's Henry? A well-dressed man sits alone at the bar, elbows propped atop the counter. His face is hard, eyes blank. He swirls the contents of his half-empty glass as if in a stupor. Between the swollen eyes and whiskey double, it isn't hard to guess his mood. As you approach, he rubs his temples and graces you with a lazy sideways glance, mumbles under his breath, "Yeah, not like I can dig myself any deeper." Rough day? He looks at you again through dull, bloodshot eyes, but his gaze drifts elsewhere before returning to his drink. Lost 2 contracts, missed a third, late for a meeting, and publicly shamed by my coworker. All during the 9 to 5, new record far as I can tell. He takes a long pull from his glass, exhales. At least I got that going for me. How'd you lose your contracts? Wish I knew. One of them was almost a done deal, but for some reason the client suddenly changed their tune and the contract slipped away before I could officially close it. The other 2 contracts were for ongoing clients, people I'd worked with for years, but I somehow forgot about their annual renewal date, and a more diligent coworker picked them up. I got no credit for the long-term partnership with those clients. If anything, I now look worse for losing them, even though I brought them into Wuxing in the first place. He leans back and lets out a weary groan. His breath reeks of alcohol. Oh, he's with Wuxing. Didn't we just mess up his feng shui? Sounds like too many coincidences to me. Think someone's working against you? You kidding me? Everyone's at each other's throat in this business. He downs the rest of his drink. Signals to the bartender. In a single movement, the bartender leans over and refills the glass. Fair. But there's someone who could have benefited most from... But who would have benefited most from what's happening to you? He considers this. The newcomer, David. Henry nods his head towards a group at the end of the bar, and Alf at the center. Him. He came out of nowhere and he has become a rock star with upper management. He's been making connections and deals like a Wuxing veteran, like me. Oh, that's odd. You're telling me you wanna know what I think? He leans towards you, glassy eyes looking through you to who knows where. The sense of booze waves off him. I think he's got family connections, people in high places, and he's been using them to his advantage. He backs off and shrugs, rocking precariously on his chair. I don't know, just a thought. You might be on to something. Henry grunts and stares into his glass. No, just wishful thinking. Well, I'm gonna find out. How does that help? How the hell does this help? I thought we could like goad him into starting a fist fight or something. Hey, David. David is all smiles. He just finished a joke to the uproarious laughter of his party. Hello, friend. You trying to get in on this joviality? You're welcome to join us for the next round. His words bleed into each other. This isn't his first drink. His words bleed into each other. This isn't his first drink. Hey, what are we celebrating? My recent success. Through some hard work and a little businessly persuasion. He winks at you knowingly. I sealed 2 contracts and a third is on the way. That's convenient, especially considering what happened to Henry. David's smug expression drops. Excuse me? What are you implying? Your coworker over there lost 2 contracts today and is about to lose a third, opposite of your situation. And on the same day too. Sounds mighty suspicious. Did Henry tell you I stole his contracts? That's illegal, you realize. He makes a disgusted sound, rolls his eyes. He's just angry that he didn't have the wits or motivation to keep those clients under his payroll. His words drip with condescension. Am I'm gonna stir some drama here, right? He sure did. Said you've been sabotaging him left and right. David's jawline goes rigid. That delusional louse, I make sure he'll never slanders my hard work again. With a clatter, he slams his drink onto the counter and heads straight for Henry. Ah, interesting. Henry and David stand inches from each other, both men wearing the fiercest expressions they can muster. Their hatred is almost palpable. How their confrontation will play out is unclear, but one thing is certain, you have a great seat. Spit flies from David's mouth, and his words tear through the room. You little worm. Can't keep up at work, so you try to save face by spreading baseless rumors about me. Pathetic. Henry looks surprised, but the moment is quickly lost under the fiery glare he shoots David. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I do know that you've been acquiring my clientele unfairly. And I'll tell all who will listen just what kind of a man you are, a thieving shit stain. I'm going to make you eat those words, but I'll be damned if the Shangri-La bans me for thrashing a worthless glitch like you on their property, so we'll do this outside. I'll be waiting. Oh, wait. Optional created diversion outside the restaurant. Oh, interesting. What are we doing, by the way? So I can get security to... Security guard. A guard steps forward and raises his hand. Sorry, sir, this area is off limits. What's the problem? Security's got the area closed down to contain a situation on the docks. No gawking allowed. This is the Wuxing employee patio, reserved for Wuxing customers and their guests. General public's not admitted. He widens his stance to emphasize his authority. Why don't you head back to your table? There's ample seating in the main dining room. Alright. Wait a minute. I thought I could get the guard to respond to the disruption. Wait, how did that help? That didn't help. I don't understand how that changes anything. I can't talk to him again? I don't know what's going on. Can I order something?